Okay, we are open up to page 745 and 746 to correct our math homework from last night. So here's the bottom of page 745. So on this page, we had numbers 5 through 8. So we had different problems where we used the order of operations to solve them. So for number 5, you would solve what's in parentheses first. So 7.5 times 2 would get you 15. 27 minus 15 is 12. And then for number 6, we have parentheses and brackets. So we go all the way as far inside as we can. So 4 times 6 is inside the parentheses inside. So 4 times 6 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. And then 30 divided by 6 is 5. And then for number 7, we have 2 things in parentheses. So that means we need to start on the left and go to the right. So on the left, we have 5 plus 2. Well, 5 plus 2 gets us 7. Then we have 14 minus 9, which would get us what, 5th grade? What's 14 minus 9? Philip? 5. So then we have 7 times 5 minus 1. We have to do multiplication first because that comes first in PEMDAS. So 7 times 5 is 35. Minus 1 is 34. Then for number 8, we have braces, brackets, and parentheses. So I go inside the braces, then inside the brackets, all the way inside to the parentheses. So in the parentheses, I would solve 14 minus 9. Again, that is 5. Then I would solve what's in the brackets. So in the brackets would be 2 times the 5, which would get us 10. And then I solve what's inside the braces, which would be 10 minus 1, which gets me 9. And so then I take 5 plus 9 to get 14. Are there questions on 5 through 8? Okay. Let's look at 746. So 746, we had 13, 16, 18, and 19. So here's 13 and 16. So for 13, it said Keisha bought a new pair of skis for $450. She made a payment of $120 and got a student discount of $40. Her mother paid half of the balance. How much does Keisha have left to pay? So we should have taken $450 and we should have gone and either subtracted or divided or whatever in the steps they told us to. So $450. Then she made a payment of $120. So we would have to take away or subtract $120 from $450. We would get the new amount. And then she also got a student discount. So then with that new amount, we would then subtract $40. And after that, so that would be, let's see, $290? Is that what it was? Okay. So now we're at $290. Her mother then paid half of the balance. So that means then we take the $290 and we split it in half by dividing it by 2. And that gets us $145 left over that Keisha has to pay. Are there questions on number 13? Okay. And for number 16, said what steps would you use to solve the equation n equals 7 plus, and in parentheses, 32 divided by 16 times 4 minus 6. Then solve the equation. So you should have said something like, well, first I would need to take 32 and divide it by 16. Then I would take that, or that would be 2, and I would take the 2 and multiply it by 4. So 2 times 4 then is 8. So then you're left with 7 plus 8 minus 6. So then you'd work left to right. You would add 7 plus 8, and then you would subtract the 6, which would get you 9. Well, what's your question? Well, we're working on algebra right now. With order of operations, that is algebra. Okay, questions on number 16? Okay, then we had 18 and 19. So for 18, it said, using the order of operations, which operation should you perform last to evaluate this expression? So I saw a lot of people putting subtraction because you were looking off to the right here and saying, oh, well, minus 1, that's the last thing. Well, -1 is still within our braces, isn't it, 5th grade? What is outside of the braces? Addition, 8 plus. So we would need to solve that last. So addition is actually the last operation we would perform. So I understand why some of you thought it was subtraction, but that's still within the braces. So you would do what's outside of the braces last. And finally, you were supposed to draw lines to match each expression or equation to its value. So 16 plus 6 divided by 3 equals 18. 20 minus 4 times 2 equals 12. 3 times 3 plus 3 times 2 equals 15. And 8 minus 3 times 4 minus 12 equals 8. Any questions on 19? All right, show me on your hands 1 through 5. How did you feel about this all together, this homework assignment all together? Show me 1 through 5. Philip, Jack, how did you feel? All right. Hands down. I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do before maths. When I dismiss your row, you are going to grab hand sanitizer and grab your Chromebook. Then you will navigate to our homeroom page in Google Classroom. And you guys know there's an in-person learning section on our homeroom page. There is a post titled Thursday, March 11th. In that post is a math Google form for you to complete. It is all about order of operations. So you should have your notebooks open to a clean page to do your work. You will take your time on that Google form. When you are done, if there's still time before math, you will make sure your volume is off and you can play Prodigy. Capiche? All right, first row, go ahead, grab hand sanitizer and then your Chromebook.